The very beginning, it kind of hit everybody by surprise, but I feel like there wasn't enough PPE. You know, in the beginning, a lot of us were upset because we got caught wind that they donated masks, but yet we didn't have masks at the time. You know, so, and then working out in the field, we're covered head to toe in PPE FR rated, and they gave us one neck gaiter. Well, a lot of us work multiple hours of overtime, day in, day out, 7 days a week. One neck gaiter of FR, you know, you're sweating in the thing, wasn't really cutting it. So now, yeah, things have changed. I feel like they've given us a lot more options, you know, like a couple of these, a couple more gaiters, you know, different options. Also options to wear when you're not in the air. I myself didn't take any of the time off that was offered. But yeah, in multiple yards, people did. Other individuals did take the time off with pay, so we were somewhat short-staffed for a little bit. So now with the COVID going on, our work scope hasn't changed much. You know, we still got to get the job done. It's being out here in the field is really hard to keep your distance when you have to work together to do these certain tasks. I would say the few things that have changed have been one man per truck. You know, always having this when you're within the distance and in the bull rooms. So it was brought up. The company said, you know, to minimize exposure, maybe just have the foreman going into the bull rooms. But we kind of took it upon ourselves just to sit outside anyways. You know, you're out in the air instead of being in one bull room. The bull rooms are kind of small anyways, so. Working, that's probably the biggest challenge when it comes to these masks is, you know, the heat. You're sweating. On top of that, wearing your glasses begin to fog up. So now, you know, you kind of start to, what's the bigger risk, not being able to see or wearing this mask? So in our division, mission division, 2 out of 3 yards have had people come in contact or test COVID positive, to where most of the individuals have been placed on quarantine. I myself was lucky in both situations where I guess I didn't meet the requirement to be quarantined, but yeah, in 2 of 3 yards, you know, hits close to home. So that I know of, right now, currently we have 2 coworkers that are sick. One tested negative, the other one's still awaiting test results. The 2 that tested positive, both weren't sick, they just, you know, went to take the test because they were in contact with other individuals and they tested positive. Yeah, so Ray, he's my direct contact with 1245, and you know, he's very responsive, very good. You know, in the beginning we had a lot of questions, and so the company was telling us to do certain things. I would call him, you know, you can ask Ray, I talk to him pretty frequently, and just see what the union standpoint is, and you know, he's always been very helpful, very responsive. So I think what we can do better, we're looking back at this, is I'd say be more proactive, you know, go above and beyond, and then maybe reach out to the customers as well, because we can do our part to social distance. You know, we know each other's families, we work with each other all the time, but yet customers, you know, some of them seem to walk straight up to us, no masks, and they kind of, you know, they're not following their own guidelines themselves. You know, working in this trade puts a lot of strain, I guess, you know, being a father, husband. You know, I have my 4-year-old and my now 3-month-old that was born during all this COVID. And, you know, working in the trade, we're used to wearing PPE, so this was just, to me, another tool, you know, to use. And I take it serious because I myself, I'm not too worried of catching it, but you know, if I were to pass it on, you know, especially to my newborn, my son, my wife, so I do take it serious.